forgetting to say that I'm supposed to say. I'm supposed to say at the end things about subscribe and follow and all that crap. But I'll say it now too. I'll say it twice. I'll say it at the beginning and I'll say it at the end. But I'm always supposed to say who I am. So I run 604 Records. I'm the lawyer for the band Nickelback, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. And I have a great guest today who I'm excited to talk to. Everybody say hello to Ryan Worsley. Hi, Ryan.
Hello, Jonathan.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
You feeling good? Feeling nervous? How you feeling being here?
I'm feeling great. I mean, I got a good view of you and the beautiful weather outside. So.
It's nice today, which always makes, I mean, it's funny. A day like today, I was driving in I live in Mount Pleasant area of Vancouver, and the office is in Railtown. So when you're going down Main Street on a day like this and you can see the mountains rising up and you kind of go, why would I ever even think about living somewhere else? You know, I just never would. So
I know, me neither.
Yeah.
I came from Toronto last week and it was so nice to get out of that concrete
What were you doing
wasteland. There? I was there for the JUNOs.
Oh, were you nominated this year?
No, I wasn't.
I pay no, I so don't care. I shouldn't say that. Well, I'm going to say whatever I want. I so don't care. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, Toronto's funny. Like I went to law school there and I'm a lawyer there and I lived there for, 7 years, I guess. And I love it. I'm not one of those Vancouverites who hates Toronto for no good reason. I quite love Toronto. But that was the element of that city that drove me a little crazy. When you live in Toronto, the escape is inwards. You escape into your apartment. Yeah. You escape into your studio. Vancouver, just the visual, because I'm not an outdoorsy kind of guy, but just being able to look out the window and see the mountains, I find really frees up my mind in a weird kind of way. So I hated that sort of closed in feeling of Toronto. I mean, if you want to get away in Toronto, you got to get on the highway, sit in traffic for 3 hours and go up to Muskoka. So I don't know.
The first time I left Toronto, I didn't realize how bad it actually was because I've only ever lived in Vancouver, and I can drive a half an hour and be in the mountains, be in wilderness, but you cannot do that in Toronto.
No, you can't. I mean, even here, we're in one of the most industrial parts of Vancouver. You can walk for like a block, and the Pacific Ocean is right there. And once since we've moved in, I saw a whale there.
Really?
Yeah. Damn. Blew my mind, but it's like, holy shit, what the hell's he doing here? We don't be swimming in that water, but it was pretty wild. So I was going to ask you that actually, because, like many people in the business who you do business with, you get to know people in a certain way, but I wouldn't say we know each other super well. So like one thing I really don't know, where are you from? I don't even know that. Are you from BC?
I am. I grew up in wonderful Pitt Meadows. My parents moved up there when I was in grade 3 or something, and I kind of spent my whole kind of teenage life out there. I haven't really left Vancouver to live anywhere. I lived in Ottawa very briefly with a girlfriend. How
would that happen? Hey, let's go move to Ottawa briefly?
Yeah, I mean, she was from Ottawa, so I kind of went out there.
I see.
And it didn't work out, so I came back here. I'm just so used to Vancouver in so many ways. I mean, I personally really love the city. I love the size of it.
Me too.
Like we talked about, I love the nature aspect of it. I snowboard, I scuba dive, so I can do both in a day.
I do neither, but I pretend I do. If people ask, I say that. Oh, skiing, yeah, Whistler's amazing. I've never skied, not even once, which is embarrassing. I did play hockey, but skiing wasn't for me. Okay, well, that's interesting. We have my dog here too, by the way, people. I don't know if you can see him in the camera. Probably. I'll let you see him after. I'll give you a glimpse. Okay, so Pitt Meadows, interesting.
Have you been?
Not only have I been, so get this. The first real gig I ever had as a lawyer, before I was an entertainment lawyer, was duty counsel in Maple Ridge.
Oh.
So, that court where it's got that big horse on a...
yes.
Like, it's pretty wild. Like, I haven't been to Maple Ridge in years, but at the time, which is a long time ago, like over 30 years ago, the courthouse had this giant metal sculpture of like sort of a bucking horse or whatever. And there was a jail in the basement of the courthouse. So I was a guy who would show up at like 6 a.m., interview the people who had been arrested overnight, and then try and get them bail. Hell of a job.
Yeah, that sounds rough.
It was rough. But I was young and I kind of liked it. So I certainly was out in that area a lot for that first year of my professional life. And I've been out in Maple Ridge for various reasons. I mean, Chad Kruger lives in that neck of the woods. So I'm out there sometimes. I mean, a lot of people I've worked with live in the valley. Dal Smith, Chad, Mike Kruger, lots of people. So I'm out there a lot. I've always liked it. I mean, I don't know it that well. Maple Ridge was a strange place, and it was a strange place to do criminal law because the crimes always seem to be either men beating on women, men beating on each other, always at that fucking bar.
Tommy.
It's funny
I
that you know
remember
that.
Tommy's well. Well, it was the only bar that I knew of, and I think it closed slightly before I was able to get in. But
Oh, is it not there anymore?
no, or not that same version.
Yeah.
It was rough.
It was rough.
Super rough.
Yeah, because I had to go a couple of times to when I was collecting evidence.
Oh,
Like have to
really?
go. Oh yeah, like I must have done. I don't know how many assaults that happened, and they're always the same. Two people just getting too drunk. Somebody says something that leads to a misunderstanding, and the next thing you know, somebody's eating glass because somebody's smashing a bottle in their face. So I had a couple of those, including one that was pretty. Somebody got hurt really badly, which was it was hard to do. So I do know that part of the world. And younger as a kid, when I played hockey, we used to play hockey out there.
Okay.
Were you doing music stuff in high school? Is that sort of where it started for you?
It was. My first band was a Christian heavy metal band.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was raised in a very religious
Which
Christian
sect of
home.
Christianity?
Pentecostal Christian.
I don't know much about that as I should. That's a pretty hardcore, isn't it?
Very hardcore.
Like you get that a lot in the southern US, don't you? Pentecostal or
Yeah.
no?
In the US, I think Church of God is the most similar to Pentecostal up here. But yeah, Pentecostals believe that to be a true believer in Jesus, that you have to speak in tongues.
Oh, it's that
It's
religion.
that. Yeah.
And I've heard that. Like I don't understand it, but I
Me
certainly
neither.
have seen. So you'd go to church and people would be doing all that stuff?
Oh yeah. There would be people speaking in other languages, and then we'd wait for a interpretation, it was called, which was just someone that felt like speaking and pretending like
In tongue.
they would, like, someone would speak in tongues in another language,
Yes.
not of this world.
Yes.
And then there would be an interpretation where someone would say, "This is what this person said,"
Wow.
which is a great opportunity to be like, "I want to say something." So this is what this means, right?
Do you still practice?
No.
Was that a big deal? I mean, for example, it sounds like some people in your family practice. Was it a
Mhm.
big deal when you sort of made the decision not to?
I think so. Yeah, it was. It was. But I mean, you got to believe what you believe,
100%?
and you know, I was forced to believe certain things growing up that I finally realized that I no longer believe.
Yeah, similar for me. I was raised in a medium religious Jewish household, like not super religious, but there were times that my parents tried. I mean, looking back, I think that had more to do with them trying to save their marriage than it did with any actual commitment to religion. But it's interesting because my brother went full religious. He's been an Israeli citizen for 30 years or something.
Oh
Like,
wow.
yeah, like totally hardcore. I think he texted my wife recently and said that basically they're living in a bomb shelter right now, that's their life, which is just like
Hmm.
so horrible what's going
Oh
on
man,
there.
it is.
It's hard to stomach the whole thing. But and it's hard to be Jewish these days. I mean, you feel a little more. It's funny. I never over the years have felt much at risk being Jewish in North America. Once in a while, something would happen where you kind of go, "Oh yeah, I'm different." Like I remember really early in my career, there were two incidents really early in my career. One was I was on the phone. I think it was a lawyer. It's a long time ago. I'm having trouble remembering, but it's probably 30 years ago. But it was somebody in the business who was saying, yeah. And then, he's telling me the story. And, the guy tried to Jew me. And I said,
Oh,
Oh, I said, I'm not familiar with that phrase. What does that mean? Jew me. He said, oh, like the guy tried to weasel me down. And I said, oh, is that what it means? I said, because that's funny. I said, when you said it at first, I thought it must be something awesome. Like somebody tried to Jew me. He's like, well, no. I said, oh, because I'm Jewish. And then, of course,
Oh, he's backtracking a little bit. Oh, no.
And once I had a band who was on the label, signed to a demo deal. And, when you do a demo deal, usually you do a bunch of demos and then the label's got a period of time to decide if they want to, exercise an option on records.
Mm-hmm.
So it was one of those situations very early in 604's history. That's probably 25 years ago. And so we were in that period where I was assessing the demos and trying to decide if I wanted to go forward. I know I'm laughing. It's kind of a horrible story, but somebody in the band, I really don't want to out anybody, but somebody in the band sent an email to his bandmates, but accidentally copied me.
Oh.
When's that fucking gonna decide? Yeah.
Oh my God.
Gonna make, he's probably too busy counting pennies. It was something like,
Ooh.
It was so over the top that I almost wasn't offended because it was so fucking stupid. And I hit reply all, of course.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, I'm not sure if you intended for me to see this. I said, but I can save you some time. This fucking has decided he doesn't want to work with you. And so, I can laugh about it, but once in a while, stuff like that, you kind of go,
it is horrible. I'm
it's
laughing
scary
with you, but
it's scary.
Really
and now it's scary. Like when I see stuff, it's scary right now. Like scared for my kids, scared for everybody. So anyways, I don't know how we got into this fucking topic, but we did. I'm trying to remember when I first met you, and I was sort of brainstorming the other night in my office, as I tend to do late at night, going, when did I first meet or even know of Ryan? And I think, and boy, I could be wrong, but I think I probably heard your name first in relation to Dear Rouge.
I think that's correct. Like, I think we chatted early on, and around when Dear Rouge was kind of getting their start. But it also might not have been that we actually met until I started. I think the first project I ever did for 604 was mixing Fake Shark.
Yeah, it's funny. I looked at some of your credits, and I don't know if it's just a function of getting old, but like, God, my memory is so fucked now, and it's a little scary sometimes to kind of look at it and you go, oh, he worked with Matthew V. Oh, he worked with, like there's a few people on the label. I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
We've worked together more than I even remember.
We really have.
Fake Shark's kind of the main one, I suppose, because it's done well. And, for whatever reason, it's something that's been more in my mind. What did you do for Matthew V? I don't even remember.
I did a few of his singles, The Coast, Preacher. I also mixed what's the cover? Always Be My Baby. The cover that he did.
I think that's still his biggest streaming song.
It's up at the top. Seems like it's always at the top.
The Noella Charles thing's interesting. I've never worked with her. I don't know very much about her. What was the deal there? Like, how did you get involved? And
I think the first thing we did together, I think I mixed a few tracks for her, which I always find is a really good way to start working with a band, just because I am, I'm a producer, mixer, and a songwriter. So to kind of know if like my aesthetic is jiving with the artist, just mixing something to kind of helps.
But do you remember how it all started? Like, did she hear Dear Rouge and say, hey, I want to work with whoever did that? Or like, how did it all start? Because she's not from here, is she?
No, she's from Edmonton. I can't remember how we connected originally. But I know she got the Record in BC grant. I think she was the first Record in BC grant recipient that I received with her.
Gotcha.
And that album ended up getting her a Juno nomination. So it was just one of those things where we started working together, and then we just continued doing it.
Are you managed by Pierre?
Pierre at Hivetown?
Yeah.
Pierre is my publisher.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
I recently judged a talent contest with him, that MRG thing were you there?
You were supposed to be there. I was so sick.
Oh, that's what happened.
Turn around, and
that's why I got confused. Right. You were supposed to be there.
Yeah.
But he's your publisher, Pierre.
Yeah. I've been like a publishing admin deal
Got you.
with him. I've been self-published my whole career, and I'm just kind of trying things out here with
And
Pierre.
then do you have management?
I do. Jordan Circosta from Enlightened
Oh, I'm an
Management,
idiot. Of
and
course I know that.
yeah, yeah.
Love
So
Jordan.
he's great. Yeah,
Yeah, good dude.
he's really really great, and it's also the first time I've had.
Sorry, Jordan.
management.
I should have remembered that. That's an idiot. I mean, I fucking emailed him last week about you, and here I am for you. This is the lack of sleep and the old age, people. Thank you. Sorry, continue. How did you hook up with him? Because he's Toronto.
Yeah, well,
because you worked on his band.
I produced the album, an album for them. It's the
I'm
one that
having a
kind of
brain
put
fart.
them
The
on.
name of the band is
What's that? Mono Whales.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Juno award-winning Mono Whales.
Yeah, and they ended up getting. I think they broke some sort of record for getting the highest charting single by an independent band.
Oh, nice.
On like rock radio.
Ah.
They went to number 2 as an independent band, and
Amazing.
kind of that's how they got their start with I Really Want to Let You Down.
I was surprised when they broke up, because it seemed like there was momentum. So I was a bit, and I get the feeling. I'm certainly not looking for you to talk about their business, but I got it felt to me like it was something personal. I don't know why. I just sort of got that feeling. But I was in Toronto, not last summer, but the summer before, and I was having dinner with my wife somewhere on Queen Street, and Sally was just sitting there with, I hope I don't get this wrong, her girlfriend, I think. And it was great. Like I didn't really know them very well. We talked briefly to them in the context of maybe doing a deal with Light Organ years ago. And it didn't happen, not for any particular reason, just didn't happen. But I always liked them. I like the band, and I like them as people. They all seem like decent human beings.
They are. I love all 3 of them. They're just just great people, and they're always really fun to hang out with. I hung out with Sally when I was in Toronto, and she's always like kind of, you just follow her around if you want to find like the exciting places to be. She kind of knows where to go.
And she's doing music, I think, right?
Yeah,
she's not like she quit. She's
kind of writing, producing, I think. I think we're hoping to work together when I'm back in Toronto again. So
how often do you go to Toronto?
I don't go as much as I need to. And that's one of the downsides I find with me living in Vancouver. Like, don't get me wrong, I love it here, but I just find that I have to be out there so people stop. They just know that I exist almost.
You know, when you're a hermit in this business, it can hurt. And I guess I'm lucky that I've gotten to a point in my career where I don't really need to be at those things.
Mhm.
And I mean, nobody was surprised I wasn't at the JUNOs this year. No, in fact, I had quite a few texts from people, like sort of funny texts from people saying, I was going to ask you if you're going to be around, but I kind of know the answer. Ha ha. Because
I did save you a seat, but
you saved me a seat.
Yeah.
That was like the seat we say for the Messiah at the Passover. Nobody actually ends up sitting in it. But I don't know. So did you go to the actual show?
No, I don't do that. For me, it's I find I just like to go to the after parties, catch up with people. It's a good time to just,
schmooze.
I'm meeting. I mean, I hate to say it, but yeah, just have a good time with people. Because in this industry, like if you're a good hang, people want to work with you. And it might be stupid to say it, but like you just, when you're not an asshole and you hang out with people and have a good time, it's like,
But there's a lot of successful assholes in this business.
There are. I just
Explain
don't know.
that.
I don't know how to do that.
You're right. When you're on the West Coast, you're kind of out of the middle of it all. And I think that has both really helped 604 and hurt it.
Mm.
I think it's helped it because I've just been able to, I almost pretend the industry doesn't exist outside of this building. And of course it does. But I almost take that kind of approach to it all. Like I've created this sort of world, and I like how things are done in this world. There's certain standards that we use in our world, and that includes how we treat people. And to me, that shit's all super important.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, people call me an asshole all they want. I really don't care. But, it is important to me to do my best to treat people fairly and do my best to have people leave experiences with us feeling like they were treated well.
we've had a few moments of, I wouldn't say tension or conflict, but just times when things weren't running smoothly. And um, I've just always felt like
Got a way to remind me because I don't even. Is there something I'm forgetting?
Oh, and like
we didn't have a fist fight, did we?
Well, you don't remember that? I mean, we were both
Maybe
pretty out of it.
Recreate it for that would get us some ratings, eh, Alex? Except careful, I got my vicious dog here who might attack.
But just whenever there was,
like what, money stuff or
no, not money. I think it might have just been like royalties or something.
Oh, okay, negotiating.
Yeah,
stuff.
just negotiating stuff, and it was like, oh, like Jonathan's just laying it out for me, like how it is,
I try to be straightforward. I try to just be completely straightforward about everything. It's hard in this business because people aren't that straightforward in this business.
You're right. And it's so much like it might feel a little prickly sometimes to some people, but like it really gets things done quicker. And it's just like let your ego go and just be like listen to the words that are being said, and you can just move forward.
I've never understood that part of the music business, why people, for example, never respond to emails. Why do they think that's okay? Some band sends me an email pouring out their heart. This is my music. And I really, how hard is it? How hard is it to hit a respond and thank you so much. I'll send it around to the staff. We'll check it out. Really appreciate you sending it. It goes so far to just give a simple, that takes you 3 seconds to respond.
Mm-hmm.
Yet you've impacted somebody. Oh shit. That guy from 604 got back to me.
Yeah.
How hard was it? And you've done something good for somebody. Like you've done a bit to encourage someone. I never understood that part of the business, why people think it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did you happen to watch the Juno show? Let me ask you that.
I did. I watched it in the lobby of the hotel beside an anarchist conspiracy theorist, which was actually more interesting than the Junos.
Just happened to be there by fluke?
Yeah, they were sitting beside me, filming the Junos with their phone, and then they started talking to me, and they just kind of went off and gave me these huge papers of like just random writing about, how the Chinese are going to own all of Canadian property in 10 years, and there'll be no more owned land.
What did filming the Junos have to do with it?
I have no idea. But weird. Yeah, their name was like Sonic Bob or something. And as soon as
what did you think of the show? I mean, first of all, I got to say that's a cool move to be in Hamilton and not go to the show and watch it from your hotel. That's good shit.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a cool move. But what did you think of the show? I
thought the show was fine. I thought Cameron Whitcomb's performance was incredible.
Yes, he's just great performer.
So good.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that Rush showed up, even though they didn't sound that great.
It didn't. It fell a little flat for me.
Yeah.
And I love them, and I love that they were there, but something didn't quite sit right on it for me, just sonically.
Yeah. I mean, I've never enjoyed award shows.
Me neither.
Ever. Like it doesn't matter. The only award show I enjoy is the Golden Globes, because when Ricky Gervais goes off,
it's so funny.
It's just so good, right? But yeah, I don't know. I just never loved them. But I watched through it till the end, and
it's funny. I don't know many people who did. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, it just sort of. I can't quite tell if it is indicative of a shift in just taste generally, if it's indicative of the Junos maybe having lost their way a little bit in terms of who they think the audience is. I mean, it's pretty depressing when Bieber, Weeknd, Tate McRae, Shawn Mendes, nobody showed up. All the people who were nominated for Artist of the Year didn't show up. And they didn't even put that award on the TV show because that wouldn't have looked very good. And the award for Artist of the Year goes to one of these 5 people who didn't think this was important enough to attend. Like, ouch, like, ugh. I just feel like when the biggest artists of the night are literally in their 70s and 80s, what are we doing? And I love Joni Mitchell. She deserved the honor. Like, I have no issue with that at all.
I love Joni Mitchell.
But where the fuck are all these big artists? Do they just not give a shit? Like and even Drake, who comes on virtually, and boy, I thought, I don't know, like, did you watch him? Like,
I did.
you hear
and
what
I
he
have
said?
an interesting So yeah, I did hear what he said.
Which I was like, I get it that he was pissed off about what happened 8 years ago, whenever it was, but ouch, to say it on the show, I was just like, ouch, like, it kind of made everybody look bad, I thought. All due respect to Drake, I have no issue with Drake, but,
Yeah, it wasn't a great look,
no, he sounded
in my
petty.
opinion. Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I was just like, man, didn't they vet this before the show went on? Or did he, I don't know, or did he just ad lib that? Or the fuck?
He was holding a piece of paper.
Oh, so he was reading off of something.
Yeah.
That makes it weirder. What were you going to say? You said you
Mhm.
didn't have a theory, or what'd you?
Oh, a buddy of mine who's a cop for Hamilton was working the JUNOs.
Oh, yes.
In
I like where this is going
plain
already.
clothes
So, yes.
and I'm gonna have to check and make sure that this can make it into the final edit.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I
That's
don't know
noted.
if I can say this, but he sent me a text. He's like, "Yeah, Drake was supposed to come in person," and then 30 minutes before,
I heard that.
they found out that he wasn't coming, and I don't know if it was because of personal issues with getting into Canada and his relationship with the law. I don't know if I can say that if I can say that delicately, but
I did hear that he was a last second switch up
mhm,
to virtual,
yeah,
which is, that's brutal for the show. I mean,
it is.
can you
'Cause-
imagine you've been planning it for however long and then
yeah,
30 minutes before you go live?
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
ouch. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, I was earlier trying to tell a story, which I at the time said we're going to edit it out. Now I remembered the story. So now I'm going to come back to the story that I brain farted on. Here's what I'm calling out in the context of default. So we're putting together like a new package for this album with new photos, not new photos, but we had the guys go through their archives to find all these old photos. And we found this great photo of them backstage somewhere with Gavin Rosdale from Bush.
Oh,
So I
nice.
emailed his management.
Mhm.
Hi, I'm Nickelback's lawyer, 604, blah, 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 default. Sent them the picture. Hey, we'd love to put this picture in the artwork.
Mhm.
I don't know if I need the permission when it's, but whatever. Doing the nice thing, trying to be courteous.
Mhm.
No response. I wait 2 weeks. Hey, just wanted to bring,
Nothing, eh?
like, just say no. Just say no. Like, why? Why do people leave people?
And then you can do it anyways because they
I
don't even need permission. You don't need permission.
I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to get. I'm a lawyer, but I'm a little unsure about that particular point. But
I'm not a lawyer, and I'm saying it's.
you feel
okay.
like it's probably okay. I think it's probably okay too. You write songs and co-write songs as well as produce and mix and engineer.
I do.
This might be a weird question, or is there one of those tasks, producing, mixing, engineering, songwriting, that you prefer?
No, there isn't, and I'll tell you why. I get really bored if I keep doing the same thing. And I also, like I've stated, I am an introvert, but I also like to be around people.
Yeah.
So what I find with the sort of production, mixing, songwriting trio that I do, that I can get my fill of humans and people, with kind of co-writing and production, and then I can have my alone time
When you're editing,
when
and
in mixing
mixing.
normally, yeah, when I'm mixing, and then a lot of the projects that I work on, I'm producing on my own as well. So there isn't one that I prefer.
do you prefer when you're doing all of those things on a particular
Yes,
project?
that's what I love. Well, not necessarily on a particular project, but just in general. If I
When
was,
you're involved right from literally the day one to the last day.
yeah, I do enjoy that. I think there's a lot of people that can't that do that and they shouldn't. And I'm not tooting my own horn or trying to, but my brain has a lot of issues. But one of the things that I am good at is that process of separating myself between songwriting, production, and mixing.
When you say your brain has a lot of issues, care to expand?
Where
You don't have to,
Where
but-
where do we start? Well, I mean, I was never an academic.
Mhm.
I'm undiagnosed dyslexic with probably ADHD, some form of it. I struggled so much in school.
Yeah.
Like just the written word,
Like high school.
yeah, yeah. In high school and college was okay, but I had to work so much harder than everyone else just to memorize music theory and that
Is that
sort of thing.
interesting? Like I'm the exact opposite. School was always easy peasy for me, and I don't know why. Like I'm definitely not somebody who believes that because you're smart at school, that means you're smart. I think there's school smart and there's other kinds of smart.
Absolutely.
Now I was lucky. I was school smart, and that did a lot for me, even though on many levels, I think it's stupid that should matter too much of anything. But it did make things easier for me because, like, I had a bit of a drug issue in high school, and I think everybody knew it.
Mm.
But I was also top of my class, so nobody knew what to do about it. I am diagnosed OCD, but I always tell people, like, what's the key to your success? I'm like, well, the OCD actually kind of really helps. I mean, you've probably gotten emails from me at 4 a.m. and stuff. I mean,
Yep.
I'm usually
Yep.
here till 4 a.m.
Wow.
And that's a lot of OCD shit because it's like, I feel like if I don't complete every task, if I don't answer every email before I leave, I get panicky. I feel like, and when you get 400 emails a day,
Right. Wow.
you're working till 3 or 4 a.m. Throw in the fact that have a high cannabis amount of use, and
hmm
I'm a bit of a fucking mess. So that's why I said, trust me, getting to know me may not be may not be in your interest. But I mean, it's funny too, right? Because, like, and it kind of goes back to that Toronto Vancouver thing. Like, all I do is I'm either in my office or in my house. Like, it wouldn't matter where I was doing what I do because all I do is shuffle between here and my house, but I'm happy doing that.
Well, that was going to be my question. Like, does it make you happy? Like,
There's days that aren't super happy. I mean, I had crap sleep last night and I'm a little
mhm,
stressed out about a bunch of shit I have to do today. But you know what? Like, honestly, I feel so lucky. After Call Me Maybe, we were able to buy this beautiful space, and I live in a nice house, 20-minute drive from here,
mhm.
and when I leave at 4 a.m, it's about an 8-minute drive from here, and yeah, I feel pretty lucky. I mean, I'm a weird dude who has a weird job, and somehow I've fallen into this. I've created this sort of world that works for me.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah, that's great. And I think that's almost like, I've been telling my son because we have our brains work in a lot of similar ways. He's 15, and I keep trying to tell him, like, you kind of just got to figure out how your brain works and
Yeah.
what you can do in life to make money, but also stay happy.
Yep.
And it's a balance, and it doesn't always work out,
No, it
but
doesn't.
like, I think thinking about that from an early age, as opposed to the way I was raised, it's like, well, you're finished high school, so now you gotta do something. You have to go to school. So do you want to be a plumber or a you know groundskeeper or whatever? And it was like, I think focusing on, like, where are your strengths? Like, are you a social person? Are you academically smart? Do you have any particular skills?
Yeah.
And just kind of finding a way to make money at that while staying happy.
How many kids do you have?
I just have one.
And it's a son, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
it's a hell of a thing having kids, eh?
It is. Oh, man, it changes
Stating the
your
obvious,
it
but
changes your life.
sure does.
Yeah.
Sure does. I mean, for me, my oldest, Connell, you might remember this or you might not, very ill when he was born, almost
Mhm.
died a couple of times.
Mhm.
Scary, scary shit. Hard to even, at this point, 22 years later, it's hard to even fathom. But
He's
it
doing well now?
6'3.5",
Wow.
girlfriend,
Nice.
um, won the journalism award at York University. He's in third year at York, and my youngest is in second year commerce at Queens. But I'll tell you, enjoy your kid while he's around, because I'll tell you, the empty nest thing is,
Mhm.
and I didn't think I was going to be that fucked up over it, and I'm very fucked up over it.
Yeah.
And this summer, the two of them are going to be home for the first time together over a summer in 3 or 4 years,
Oh, nice.
which I'm
Yeah.
very, very, very stoked about. And it's
Take
funny, neither of them has any interest in the music business. They both are big music fans, but they're not, no interest in doing anything to do with this company.
Mhm.
And you know what? God bless them. I have no issue with that at all. I just want them to be happy.
Yeah.
But it is funny, like early on in my career, there I am, sitting in my office at 3 a.m, and I have those moments of kind of going, why am I doing this? What, the fuck am I doing? And there's always some vague sense of, for lack of a better phrase, like my legacy, which what a dumb thing to even like looking back, like legacy. Who cares about legacy? It's so stupid. Um, but after you have kids, at least for me, if I'm like busting my ass some night in the office, like, oh, what am I doing this for? That's the first thing I think about. I think about them more than I think about myself, you know.
Mhm.
Because I know for me, that's such a huge part of my motivation, especially when you have a child who has some health issues. That feeling of like, I need to build a fort to protect him. I
Yeah.
always say that to my wife. Like, you know, do you really have to work this weekend? I always say, I'm building a fort. You know, so it's wild how it changes everything.
Yeah. And when you mentioned legacy, I've wrestled with that as well myself in terms of just what I'm a legacy that I'm leaving, which I agree is kind of silly. But when you have kids, for me, it kind of shifted to be like, my legacy is to build something for my kids so that they can be happy and successful and have a better life than me,
Absolutely.
which turns it into less of a selfish thing. And
The other thing that's interesting though about like intellectual property is that it sticks around. I mean, I sometimes joke about it with my wife or with my kids, but it's like, you know, 200 years from now, I'm going to have a great, 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 great grandchild who hears "Call Me Maybe" and says, "Oh, my great, 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 great grandfather had a lot to do with that song." I
yeah.
mean, I kind of love that, and not even just like legacy, but more just like, okay, you know what? It's sometimes nice to think that when you leave the earth, there's going to be some evidence that you were there in the first place. And I feel like I've left a lot of evidence of my presence, you know. So
Yeah.
I kind of dig that.
Yeah.
But okay, and then I still have lots to ask you about. Let's talk about Echo Plant,
Mhm.
which is your studio.
Yes.
Now I had forgotten, and I knew it, but I had just forgotten about it. That was Jonathan Fluvog's studio. Did
That's
he call
right.
it Echo Plant?
No, he called it Vaudeville.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because I remember him. Like,
Oh, yeah?
well, sure. I mean, he was around the scene. He was
Yeah, I guess I think he opened that in 96
96.
until 2016 when I took it over.
And for those of you wondering, yes, he's related to the shoe Luvogs.
He
Is that
is.
his uncle who started that whole thing, or is it his dad?
It's his dad.
Oh, it's his dad.
Yeah.
And so, how did that come to be that you ended up getting that studio,
Well, I was outgrowing my home studio at the time because I had
which was where in Pet Meadows?
it would no, it was in Coquitlam.
Yep.
Yeah, and there was no bathroom in the studio space, so people had to come into the house to use the bathroom, which was the big thing. I had bands like sleeping on the floor,
Oh
and
boy.
it was, I had a young son at the time and a wife, and yeah, I was just really outgrowing it. So
Yeah, you don't want people up in your
yeah,
personal space.
especially yeah, after once I started getting more work and actually being able to do it full time, yeah, it was just way too much. So Jonathan called me up and he's like, "Hey, I'm looking to have someone take over the studio." And to me at the time, it's so funny thinking this now, but to me
Meaning
this
sell it or meaning run it for him?
no, meaning like he wanted out.
Okay.
So I just remember thinking at the time, it's like, how could I ever own a commercial space? Like it just gave me a lot of
Oh, so
anxiety to
do you own
actually
the
think about it.
building?
I do.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I bought it in
Oh, that's
2016.
great, man. Because I know from this place, I'd
Mhm.
never done that before. Like owning real prop. I mean, other than our house,
Yeah.
um, I'd never, and that was a big step. Like it's a scary thing to buy commercial property, especially when, I mean, I'm not presuming to know anything about your situation, but certainly with my own situation, like if it didn't work out, I would have been kind of fucked. Like, you
Mhm.
know, I took basically all the Call Me Maybe money and bought this place.
Mm.
Now, thank God it's worked out great, but I didn't have any guarantee. And it's funny, I remember at the time when we bought it, like there were a lot of people thought I was nuts. I remember I got interviewed by somebody, by Marsha Liederman from the Globe and Mail, the arts editor. And she said, she asked me some question like, you know, with the music business being so kind of like at a low ebb right now, like, aren't you nervous about, and like, I never really thought about it. It's like, oh, fuck, geez. Yeah, maybe I am insane. Like maybe this was the stupidest thing you could ever do.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. But shit, like it could have been. But I don't know, man. Like I don't again presume to know your background, but like just speaking for myself, like I didn't come from money, lower middle class family,
Hmm.
weren't poor, weren't rich. Buying this building was kind of a shock to the system in that respect because the value of it's gone like it's crazy what this building's
Oh
worth
yeah,
now. But that's BC or at least the lower mainland. Like you buy property and it's pretty unlikely it's going to go down.
yeah.
Might go up slowly, but
Or it might double in 3 years,
or it might double in 3 years.
like my property did. It was crazy what it did, and like when I bought it, I was so scared. I ended up being hospitalized because of anxiety
Oh God.
from right around the time when I was
I
having to
understand
purchase
that,
it.
man.
I'm always like worst case scenario kind of guy. So it's like if I can't do this and this and this and these things happen, then I'll lose the property or
And that's
whatever.
why Eric having anxiety
Yeah,
and
yeah,
shit. Yeah, no,
yeah.
I do understand that. Like I had similar feelings, but it was funny because like were you ever at the old 604? Did you ever go to that office?
No,
We
I
were in
wasn't.
Third in Ontario, so not that far from here. We rented, and it was not that far from here. And that's where we had our first studio. It wasn't really much of a studio, it was just an empty room that we would sometimes record records in. And so when we bought this, I think it was about a year before we could move in because we had to really rebuild it and build the studio and all that stuff.
Mhm.
So, I used to, after a day of work at the other office, I'd drive over here before any of this was built. I'd come in, I'd walk around, and I was shocked. I own a building. I own a building. Oh my God, I own a building. Like, not even like happy, more just like, how the fuck did this? Like, do I? And it's funny because Chip Wilson, the Lululemon guy, has tried to buy the building many times.
Oh, really?
Well, he owns everything in this part of. I don't know if you knew that, but like he
I
owns
knew he owned a lot.
a lot in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like I think it's 20, 30 properties. Like anything
Oh,
around
wow.
here that's new,
Mm.
most likely it's him.
Hmm.
So, they tried to buy us very quickly after I bought it. Maybe 5 weeks after I bought it, my real estate agent called and said that his company had called and we're interested. And, I it was tempting because he offered quite a bit more than we paid for it. But you know what? Every day after work, I drive over here and walk around the building. The studio's going to be here. My office is going to be there. The boardroom's going to be here. Um, I had mentally moved in probably a week after we bought it.
Mm.
And there was no way in hell I was going to sell it to anybody else at that point.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad because like now it's like my oasis. Like I don't really want to be, I think I'm here more than I'm at my home, which is kind of pathetic to admit, but it's a funny song, Private Eyes. I don't know how you feel about Hall and Oates. I'm a fan. And I grew up when they were one of the biggest artists in the world.
Mm.
And it's funny too, right? Because like they had those first two hits in the earlier part of the 70s. Because I remember She's Gone. Oh, what was the other one? There were those two early hits. She's Gone
Oh,
and yeah, and Private Eyes is from that latter period where I still liked it, but um, it was so different because that those first two singles were so soulful. Like they were like blue-eyed soul. Like if you didn't know it was a white dude singing, you might not have known it was a white dude singing. Like it was, Sarah Smile. That's the other one.
oh, okay.
Such great songs. And again, I was of the age, I would have been in grade 7, grade 8, but that's where I fell in love with music was AM radio.
Mm.
And I remember that being played on CKLG, 780
Oh,
AM,
geez. Yeah.
like stuff like that. And I saw them perform. I saw them at the Coliseum
Oh, okay.
when I was in high school, and I
Nice.
thought they were. I have to check out that Dear Rouge version.
Yeah. Do
I have
you?
a funny Dear Rouge story. You want to hear my Dear Rouge
I
story?
do. I really do.
I don't know them very well. I know them a little bit. Early, right after the peak performance win,
Yeah.
we met with them. Can't remember if it was for label or for management. And you know what? I think it was one of those moments where it's like both parties kind of went, it's just not a match. And that's fine.
Mhm.
And I see them from time to time at events or, I seem to run into Drew at like SoCan events or I don't know, shit like that. And so God, it's such a brutal story. But so I go to every Canuck game. I'm a fanatical Canucks fan, even this year. And I was at a Canucks game with my older son, Connell. It's got to be about 5 years ago. So Connell would have been 16, 17. And Dear Rouge had just signed to Universal. So when would that have been? 6, 7, 8 years ago? I don't know.
Yeah,
Or maybe it was the
around-
second Universal record, so maybe 6 years ago or something.
Mhm.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, Universal recording artist, Dear Rouge. And I remember saying, Connell sort of said, "Do you know who they are?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Are they any good?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Why are they playing here?" And I said, "I was just wondering the exact same thing." Said, "I really don't know why they were playing here." And me being the idiot I am, I tweeted. And I said, "Do you know the story? Did you?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
I do.
from their side or from my dad? I don't think I ever told you." So
No,
well,
you didn't tell me, but I
somebody
think I
did.
saw the tweet.
So I tweeted, and I did mention them by name. I had no reason to. I wasn't trying to be shitty to them specifically. I just said there's something in this business known as a quote, good look. When an alternative band signed to a major label plays a Canuck game, that's known as a shit look. I can't imagine why anybody thought this was a good idea. That was it. Didn't say them by name, didn't call them out, didn't take a picture, just, then they played again in the second intermission. And it got even a worse response. Like, talk about a smattering of applause. And I tweeted again. I said, "Jesus Christ, like I thought it couldn't have gotten less of a response than the first, So, and that was it. I didn't go overboard. Well, I get home that night and I'll be damned. Who liked my tweet? Dear Rouge. I didn't even know they were following me.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, fuck. It's like, Jesus. Now I feel like shit. And fast forward maybe 10 days later, just fluke. I walk into what's the punk bar on Main? Punk bar. Geez,
Cobalt.
Thank you. I walk into the Cobalt I think it was the Gins were playing, if I remember correctly.
Mm.
I walk into it might have been before I signed them. It might have been where I saw them and then signed them. But I walked into the Cobalt, and who's the first person I see sitting there?
Drew.
And I walk up right away with sort of a posture of like, "I'm sorry." And he was just laughing. And I said, "Dude, I was sort of horrified when you liked my tweet." I said, I said, "I hope you notice I didn't call it." He said, "No, no, no." He said, "Honestly, we agree with you. That's why I like the tweet. We told our manager it was a stupid fucking idea. And seeing you say that just kind of," and I like their ex-manager, so that's not a slag on you, ex-manager, but it had a happy ending in that respect. But
good.
That's my Dear Rouge story.
Yeah, that's so funny. And it just kind of comes back to like you just telling it how it is because if I'm being honest, I was playing bass at that show.
Oh God.
and then that's why Drew sent me the text because they had just asked me. They were like, their bass player wasn't around, and for me, I was like, I don't, sure, like a Canucks game, yeah, I'll play some bass.
Yeah, why not? Get to see the game,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
It's good.
Totally knew it was fun. But when you posted that, my initial response was just like, oh, my ego was kind of like, oh, fuck, yeah. But then like I thought about it more, and even like in hindsight, it's like that's so true. Like
yeah,
why,
in a weird way, it was a compliment. Like, you're above this. What are you doing?
Yeah. Like why would you do that?
Yeah, no, it didn't make sense to me. Whoa, I have to feature Wicked here a little bit.
Yes.
Moving around. You want to say hello?
He's been
Hello?
very good. Is it he, right?
He's a very good boy. He knows when to be calm. I thought you might bark at people walking by, but you've been a good boy. Okay, I'll let you sit there. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, I've calmed down on Twitter. Twitter got me into a lot of troubles, you might remember. And so I've been I'll still speak my mind, but I'm more conscious of the fact that there's no context on Twitter. If people don't know you, then you open yourself up to all sorts of, like I did with that tweet, which if anybody who actually knew me didn't think twice about it. Like, that's why I think I'm more comfortable now writing stories for Billboard or writing stories like that. I think it's more constructive. And I think I've always felt like an outsider, and that was my weird way of kind of, I don't know, hitting back or something. I don't know. I'm trying to, I feel less of a need to go on the attack these days. And if I am going to go on the attack, it's going to be about something that actually matters, like neighboring rights and the way that's administered in Canada, stuff like that. Maybe let's end with talking a little bit about Fake Shark, because that's obviously a band that's close to both of us.
Yeah.
How did you first meet Kevy?
We met at Canada Music Week, probably back in 2018 or 2019 maybe. And we had known of each other for a while and just had never met. In typical Ryan Worsley style, I wasn't as friendly as I should be.
Yeah.
Even though I probably wanted to meet them, I wanted to work with them. But my ex, who was kind of my what she called me, she was my emotional translator. She called me, but I think she introduced us. She's like, hey, come over and meet Fake Shark, and it was just like pretty effortless from there. I think I mixed the first song that Fionn featured on Wake Up.
Oh yeah,
the first song they had radio success with.
I love that song.
Yeah, great song.
Yeah.
And then
so Kevin produced it, you mixed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think I've mixed every Fake Shark song since then, which I'm really grateful that Kevin and I have been able to form that relationship where there's that level of trust where it's like he sends it to me and just knows that, we're going to get it there.
And it's been good. I mean, there's been some radio success. It's really been satisfying. I mean, Kevin's another guy who's been at it for a long time. And, I'm very happy whenever they have a song that starts charting. I'm like, fuck yeah. It's exciting. So
absolutely. Yeah.
I always like to give people a chance to promote anything they might be working on, anything you want to. I mean, we've talked about a lot of your stuff. Obviously Echo Plant, obviously, the fact that you're a producer and you're available. If people want to get a hold of you, where do they go?
The best way to get a hold of me is probably on Instagram, ryan.worsley.music or at Echo Plant.
Yep.
That's the best way. I'm not going to give out my phone number. Probably that would.
No, probably not. That'll lead to some.
Who's going to text me? That's the best way. Or like email at ryan@echoplantsound.com.
Yep.
And I'm not nearly as active as I should be on Instagram, but I do check it.
Yep. Any records you've done recently that you're excited about?
Yeah, I did. I just finished mixing the new Royal Foundry record, which I love those guys.
I have to be honest, it's one of those bands that I've heard that name 8 million times, and I honestly am not even sure who they are. Who are they?
Yeah, Jared and Beth Salty they're from Calgary. They've been at it for a while, and they're just two really, really talented people that
a couple, a married couple.
Yeah, they're a married couple. And Jared,
this is your specialty, Dear Rouge, Royal Foundry.
Yeah.
Too bad you weren't around when I was going to say the Carpenters, but they were brother sisters. They weren't really married.
I do brothers and sisters too. No.
The Poppy family, Terry Jack and Susan Jacks. But you weren't even born yet.
No. I just love them and I love their music too. And I'm really happy that they were able to start getting some, like their streaming numbers just kind of took off last year. And, for an alt rock band, because alt rock is such a low streaming category, they're doing really, really well.
So did you recently produce something for them?
I produced and mixed their last album, and then I just actually finished some mix revisions before I came here today.
Oh, so it's coming
for the
out.
New record. Yeah, it'll be coming out.
Okay, so you heard that. You heard that here first, Royal Foundry.
Yeah. And then another artist that I'm really excited about that I did a record for last year is a folk artist named John Muirhead from Toronto.
I hate that fucking guy.
He's such an ass.
I'm so kidding. No. Don't even know him. Tell us about him.
He's literally one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
Nice.
Just like a sweetheart. And he's managed by Jordan as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that sort of connection came about that way, and we co-wrote the record together with a bunch of great people. But he's just a really great songwriter, and it's really nice to I hadn't actually done a full folk record in a very long time. So it was nice to kind of just flex those muscles and just, get into more of the organic approach to music, because a lot of my stuff is so processed.
Yeah. Well, listen, thank you for doing this. Again, Echo Plant. So all you have to do is Google that and you'll find him and you'll find his great studio. And that's it.
Thanks so much for having me, Jonathan.
My pleasure. Grant, take it away.
Okay. If you enjoyed this podcast, please rate it or review it. And your reviews may be in a future episode of I Hate Simkin. You can do that at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. 5 stars. We're going for 5 stars only. Nothing below 5 stars. It's not worth our time. 5-star reviews for I Hate Simkin. Come on.